Today we will analyze the fetal heart of a four-chamber view. So not all of us are doing it as a fetal echo. So this is not a lecture for a fetal echo, but while doing anomaly scan, it is your responsibility as a radiologist to say if this heart is normal or otherwise. And that's why one should know the analysis of the fetal heart. One tip, very important tip, is that whenever you are analyzing fetal heart, always use cardiac presets. All the machines nowadays have the presets which are fixed for particular settings, for particular scans, and you should tell your application specialist to make particular cardiac presets in your obstetric settings. You should always analyze fetal heart in all your scans from 16 weeks onwards till, say, even till 40 weeks, whatever you can assess. It may not be always with all the views of the heart, but you should learn to analyze the heart from 16 week onwards till 40 weeks. So how do we analyze the fetal heart during the anomaly scan? The most important views are the four-chamber view, the outflow tracts, and the three-vessel trachea view. Of course, there are other views like ductal arch view, the aortic arch view. There are sagittal views, oblique views, the color Doppler, pulse Doppler, and M mode is also helpful. But mainly, we will look at the four-chamber view, the outflow tracts, and the three-vessel trachea view in these tutorials. So whenever we come to a four-chamber view, what are the things that can be analyzed in a four-chamber view? That is the situs, the size and axis, two equal size atria, two equal size ventricles, and the characterization. What do you mean by that? The right ventricle and left ventricle have a different morphologic appearance, and you should see to it that the right ventricle is on the right side and is connected to the right atrium, and the left ventricle is on the left side and connected to the left atrium. The foramen oval flap, then there are two normally opening AV valves, then there is something called a crux. Two pulmonary veins are always seen in a four-chamber view. Area behind the heart, ABTH, is what is the short form of that. You see only one vessel behind the heart, and that is the descending aorta. Intact ventricular septum, equal thickness of free ventricular wall, and contractility and rhythm. This is a very big checklist, but once you get used to analyzing the heart, it doesn't take really more than 2 to 3 seconds to look at the clip and to know that this heart, that this four-chamber is normal or not. So we will look at each point one by one. So we start with the stomach. If you see that the stomach and the apex of the heart is pointing in the same direction, that means it may not be right and left, but at least you know that the heart and the stomach are on the same side. So what is the situs? Situs solitus is right side structures are on the right side, left side structures are on the left side. In situs inversus, the right-sided structures are on the left side and left-sided structures are on the right side. Situs ambiguous is usually seen in heterotaxy, and that is a variable arrangement. So how do we look at the situs? You first, as I said, we always look at the stomach and the apex of the heart which is usually pointing to the left. So you see first that this apex of the heart and stomach are on the same side or not. Then you start analyzing as whether this is the fetal left side or not. So when you see this is the spine, this is the section of the abdomen. So you start from the descending aorta, you draw a circle, stomach, the umbilical vein, and here the liver comes, the gallbladder is seen most of the times. So whenever it is in the clockwise direction, then this fetus has to be always in a cephalic presentation. Spine may be anywhere, but whenever this circle is in a round clockwise direction, then you know that this has to be in a cephalic presentation. If it is not, then there is a situs inversus because the right and left doesn't match. As you can see here, the spine is on the left side, but if you draw a circle, this is the aorta, the stomach, the umbilical vein, it is still going in a clockwise direction, and this fetus is in a cephalic position. Whereas if you see this kind of an arrangement where this is the descending aorta, this is the stomach, and it is moving, this circle is moving in a anti-clockwise direction. So this fetus has to be in a breech presentation. So when you assess it this way, you know that the fetal right and left structures are correct. There may be a little bit of a problem when you see a transverse lie, but of course while doing anomaly scans, we don't really see the babies in a transverse lie. But as a beginner, you can still wait for some time and see that the position of the fetus changes. Or the other thing to do is to imagine yourself or a doll kind of a structure inside the mother abdomen and then see what should be right and left. But this clockwise and anti-clockwise direction usually always works. The other way to know whether the abdominal situs is correct or not is to take a mid-abdominal section, the abdominal circumference measurement section. You draw a line from the spine anteriorly like this. The aorta, the stomach, should be to the left side on one side. The IVC is to the right and little bit anterior. The line passes through the umbilical vein. Then you know that this situs is correct. While looking at the abdominal section, if the IVC is bang anterior to the aorta or if it is to the left of the aorta, with this arrangement itself, you can make out whether there are any situs problems or not. So let's come to these fetal cardiac positions. Well, the dextrocardia is a term used to describe the heart that is in the right side of the chest. Levocardia is the term used to see that the heart is in the left-sided position. Mesocardia is in the central position of the heart. But mind you, these terms describe the position in the chest and convey no information regarding the situs, the axis of the heart, the cardiac chamber anatomy, etc. So what is the best way to describe the cardiac position? There is something called dextro position, where the heart is located in the right chest but cardiac apex points to the left. This usually results from extrinsic factors like diaphragmatic hernia, left lung mass, agenesis of right lung, pleural effusion, etc. This is just the pushing of the heart to one side. And dextroversion is when the heart is located in the right chest, but the apex is also pointing to the right side. So this is the true situs inversus, and this may be associated with the congenital heart defects. But the dextro position when the heart is in the right hemithorax, but the apex is pointing to the left, is usually associated with extrinsic factors and not the heart defects per se. So the second point was size and the axis. If you take a thoracic circumference or a thoracic transverse section, it is the eyebolic, that is the approximately 1/3 is lung, 1/3 is the other lung, and 1/3 is the heart. If you take a cardiothoracic ratio, it is usually 0.45 to 0.5. The normal cardiac axis is 45 degrees angle to the left of the midline. So this is how you will analyze. The axis is drawn by taking a straight line from the spine to the sternum, and then you draw another line which is the interventricular septum, and this is the angle which you take. So this angle is usually 45 degrees. Third and fourth points are the equal size atria and equal size ventricles. So whenever you start analyzing the heart, always keep spine in the picture. Don't magnify too much. So whatever next to the spine is the aorta and the left side, and this is the right side. So these are two equal size atria, two equal size ventricles. And then since you know that this is the left atrium, you should see to it that this is the left ventricle. How do you know that? It is because this is an empty apex and this is more full. If you see this moderator band here, then you know that this is the right side and this is the left ventricle, where the apex is relatively empty, and the right ventricle where it is relatively full. It is filled with the moderator band. So this is the characterization of the ventricles. Then you should look at the foramen oval flap. If you see this here, this is the foramen oval flap, which always opens in the left atrium. So this is the spine, this is the left side, and this is the right side. So if you see this foramen oval flap opening into the left atrium, blood flow direction is from the right atrium to left atrium. The demonstration of foramen oval flap will rule out the primum ASD, which is a very important point.